Good evening, everyone. I'm out here on a semi-clear, starry night. I just returned from this trip, and I was out hiking through the woods. Came across this giant boulder. It was in the middle of the forest. It's what they call an erratic. It's dropped by glacial activity. A big glacier will pick up a huge boulder and drop it in the middle of nowhere. And often they're half buried. And this one in particular was a half circle, and the rest of it was perfectly underground. As I got closer, I realized that it had inscriptions on it. And when I walked up to it, it had the meaning of life inscribed on the rock. Well, I quickly tried to make sense of it and write it all down, but every time I walked around to one part of the rock, I'd leave the other part, and I'd forget what it said. I didn't have a pad, I didn't have a pen, didn't have a phone to record it with. And I kept slowly walking around this rock, trying to memorize line after line of this meaning of life. And finally, after working so hard all day, I had a majority of it memorized. And then I realized that half of it was still underground, and there was no way that I could dig the soil away to read the rest of the inscriptions. And even if I were to scrape the soil away, I'd have to flip it upside down, and by the time I memorized the bottom half, I'd forget the top again. So I just left the stone be. Went to the waterfall instead.